On September 29th, 1918, after 3 years of work, Gustav Holst's orchestral suite The Planets was premiered at Queen's Hall, London. The hour-long 7-movement suite is an elaborate musical representation of each planet of the solar system. Holst liked to portray characters with his work, so each movement also portrays the god each planet was named after. The suite features Mars, the bringer of war, Venus, the bringer of peace, Mercury, the winged messenger, Jupiter, the bringer of jollity, Saturn, the bringer of old age, Uranus, the magician, and Neptune, the mystic. In 2023, I heard a performance of The Planets live, and I was inspired to build a tower based on it, Tower of the Planets. I would include a floor for every planet, plus the Sun, plus Pluto. As floor extensions, I would also include a moon of several of those planets. And as outsides, I would have gameplay between each planet and moon, where falling tends to run. This tower is also my first tower I've built in Roblox Studio, and I think it's safe to say I went way overboard once I was free from the shackles of part and space limits. The tower uses over 15,000 parts. I'm also composing an OST, or original soundtrack, for Tower of the Planets. I'm nowhere near done with it yet, but I'm basing many of these pieces on Holst's original. As I finish each piece, I'll post it on Roro Studios Music, link in the description, and add it into the game. I've been building this tower since February, posting videos along the way, which you can go watch. Today is the final video of the series, where I will showcase the entire finished tower, start to finish. As Tower of the Planets is so long, so will be this video. It claims the title of my new longest video ever. With the premiere of this video is also the full release of the tower. Completing it will give you the badge now, but until some time passes, I'd still highly recommend you record your run just in case one of my anti-exploits wrongfully kicks you. If that happens to you, DM me on Discord and I'll verify your run and give you the badge. It's also worth mentioning that as I play through the tower, I'm taking notes of a few final changes, mostly nerfs, to make in the coming days after the main release. But indeed, other than that, the project has finally come to a conclusion. I really hope you enjoy the showcase. Let's begin. When you first join the game, you'll be on this base plate, so go to Tower of the Planets, and after a few seconds, the game will teleport you to that place. Here's the lobby. It's like this space shuttle. If you look out the window, you can see some of the planets. You've also got the tower hints, like on the wall, because they wouldn't fit right there. You got the standard ones, typically on a soul-crushing tower. The creator, that's me, various glitches required, and the approximate length, which this is an estimate. I guess we'll see if that proves to be accurate at all. You've also got the difficulty chart, where I put it at baseline easy, partially as a joke, and also so as to not influence my final decision, but I do estimate it's probably going to end up being around this range. You also have the practice mode thing, which when you do that, you'll get heal and no clip. But by entering practice mode, if you reach the end, since you probably use no clip on the way there, it won't give you the badge. The game won't count it as a real win. And you can exit practice mode by just resetting. Entering the tower portal will put you in legit mode and the timer will start counting. I guess I can start in legit mode and just see how far I can get. So you start aboard the International Space Station. If you look out the window, you can see some of the planets around. You can see the lobby over there, and some gameplay which you will eventually get to. Welcome to Tower of the Planets. Today you will venture across the solar system and explore not only each planet, but also many of the moons and more. Also, much of this tower is inspired by The Planets, a suite for orchestra by Gustav Holst. I hope you enjoy the tower, and good luck. To begin, you are currently aboard the International Space Station. Before this door will open, you'll first need to find a special spacesuit that will allow you to survive the extreme conditions of space. On this wall, it gives you some instructions on how to do this opening no-jump section. To get up 3 stud ledges while you can't jump, walk into the platform, look behind your character, type /E cheer in the chat, and then press Shift and S at the peak height of the animation. Yeah, there's kind of a lot of reading at the beginning of the tower. There's a lot of signs with about that much text. There's slowly less signs as it goes on. This says to walk around, so just do that, not too hard. And there we go. Walk up to the mannequin to receive the spacesuit. If you want to wear the spacesuit elsewhere on Roblox, click the mannequin to purchase the shirt/pants and support the game. You gotta walk about this close. I think I put the thingy that'll do that right there. It'll be easier to tell if you're not already wearing the spacesuit, but you can check by just looking over there and see if that's open, which it is. If you wish to reset to your normal avatar, you can step on there, but it's not going to do anything for me since this is my avatar at the moment. Then to get back over there, you need to go over here, go into shift lock and walk left underneath the sign, then turn your camera to the right. So you just got to do that. Then follow the arrows, not like that. And now this is open. This thing will teleport you to floor 1. Yeah, sorry, that wasn't actually a floor. This is floor 1. Your journey begins here at the Sun, a flaming ball of hydrogen and helium forming the centerpiece of the solar system. Every place you visit today, whether directly or indirectly, orbits the star. On the non-spinning platforms ahead, its gravity will try to pull you into the void, so hold jump on these platforms and be careful. By the way, you have your jump back. And this is actually a high jump section, and yeah, those exclamation marks indicate they're conveyors. Yeah, there are also lots of spinning parts, which the spinning parts are not conveyors. But anything that's not spinning is a conveyor. So you want to go a bit like this, and it's sort of a wraparound. And if you look here, I put these sort of 4 like window pane looking things where I signed the name of the tower. It says TOTP. That's kind of a tricky jump, but also it's at the beginning. Sure, I'm 4 minutes into my run, but that's because I'm like pausing to commentate people. In reality, this is closer to like 30 seconds to a minute into the tower. Oh, you want to press that button and then just like make your way back up here because the button activates the spinner. I would suggest jumping to the middle of it. That's the most consistent way of doing that. Almost done with the floor, but don't be fooled. Even though this floor is quick, the later ones are very, very long. Mercury, the winged messenger. To represent Holst's movement for this planet, here's a section with an increased walk speed and jump power. If you fall, your run will end. So you got these jump pads. Even though they're angled, they don't actually launch you at an angle. Scary. You also got conveyor launches, and then over here you got a tilting platform. Jump to this zip line and land on this falling part. This part of the floor is very hot due to how close it is to the sun. There's a safety net for the rest of the floor, but watch out for 20 damage kill bricks ahead. Here you got a little Tower of Inception type troll because it goes can't collide false right there, and you'll land right on that 20 damage kill brick. You probably won't die though. There's also a 20 damage kill brick like in that like ladder, so yeah. Now jump to here, wrap towards the center where that truss is, and jump to here, and try to land on the edge of that so you don't hit that ouch brick. Or ouch brick. Double damage blocks are 10, ouch bricks are 20. So this is an ouch brick. Alright, now you got these 2 push boxes kind of welded together. So sort of push like one side a little bit and then the other. Yeah, it's kind of like hopelessly off track here. Like, there's not really any way I could recover it, but it's fine because like it's close enough to the end where I can make that jump. This X pusher, go like slowly because it sort of goes at an angle and might try to like knock you off, especially at the end of its path. And you want to jump to that wedge. Try to avoid these ouch bricks. And then I think you can just high jump there, but honestly I think it's a little easier to wrap around and jump to that half stud. Almost missed that. And you'll press this button, which will spawn this, and then you want to roll this across the track. I forgot to read that sign, but it says that touching these inlet blocks will teleport you back. What you're trying to do is roll this to the end so that it'll put this platform in the proper position. Then you can jump down there. You can also just like jump onto the teleporter, get teleported back, then make your way back. Just do whatever's easier, I guess. And when you press this morpher button, the wall over here will slowly go down. So basically pressing that button means you've completed side A. So you can just go over here and you can continue. Yeah. You also might have noticed right there some of the like ambient light changed, so now it's a little bit more blue colored. The other one was a bit more red colored. Mercury's atmosphere is very thin, so it doesn't trap much heat. Therefore, the side of the planet that's facing away from the sun gets very cold. Glacier parts are trip parts, and ice parts, even if they're that color, they are just like regular ice parts. So what seems to help on this section is just like holding jump a lot. It helps with the ice platforms, and definitely hold it on the trip parts, which are the glacier ones, because if you don't, then you're gonna fall. Ice tightrope. Whoa. No! There we go. Ice parts with a blue outline that otherwise look normal are some client object. Tilting platform, loose platform, etc. So probably it's best to just hold jump on them. That one, for example, was a tilting part. These ones are fading parts. You can jump on them, I guess, twice, maybe 3 times. So yeah, the keep holding space seems to continue. Over here, these are also fading parts, so you gotta like sort of deactivate them both. This button has frozen over. Go find an ice pick. So you need to go this way. Reset push box. That button has not frozen over, evidently. As I do this, I will say that the outermost layer is a slightly different color. Actually, maybe not slightly, but whatever, it doesn't matter if it's slightly different, because the outermost one also has all the welds to the inner ones. So as it falls down to that button, it's going to deactivate the outer one and the welds with it. So the ice cube, or like the inner 4, I think, layers, are just going to like explode everywhere, and one of them will hit the thingy. That, yes, very satisfying. This one's a loose platform. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. No! Okay, right here you got a morpher. When you press start, it'll go that way. If you press reset, it comes back. So again, hold jumping is the best thing to do. You won't actually stick to it because it's a morpher, and morphers are like that. Do that. It's kind of scary. Kind of just wait for a good timing. And these are a bit weird. They seem to sort of be icy. I might have just forgotten to make them icy. I guess I better check that. But now you got the ice pick, so just make your way back here. You can do that to unlock what's a key door, and you can press the button. That button activates that. Go over here, and there we go. Alright, outside, the tower starts off somewhat forgiving with frequent safety nets, but once you reach like Jupiter, that kind of doesn't apply quite as much. But yeah, 19 minutes of progress on the line because I kept loop failing my own tower. But I guess we'll see how well the various nerfs I did across the whole tower kind of hold up against skill issue dude. Walk into the X on the hanging platform to the left in order to push the platform up to where the blue arrow is. So I guess after reading that, you'll think, I should look around, and you'll notice that. Now what it's just doing is sort of tapping W to sort of slowly go up. There we go. It's kind of scary. Trust me, it was much scarier before when I was like super janky, but I kind of fixed it with an align orientation. You'll notice it stays in that orientation all the time. Because like if you barely walked against it before, it would just start flinging and spinning around everywhere. And do that. All right. X pusher trampoline thingy. Boing. All right. Truss flick to there. And okay, I've made note to improve this by making it more obvious you go like that, probably by making that taller. Okay, now, that was kind of my intended route, but you can actually just jump straight to there, so whatever. Couple of 1-studs, and a few more wraps, and some more 1-studs, this time with kill brick spinners. Whoa. I'm gonna go on there and like there. I'm also gonna put these here, that way wait, that's not where you wait for the thingy. That way I'm sort of playing legit from where I fell. So that way I can sort of still get an idea of, you know, the nerfs I still need to do. There we go. When you jump into here, it'll actually deactivate your walk and jump so that you don't get, like, flung out or anything weird. Venus, the bringer of peace. You have a decreased walk speed and no jump for the slow section. Start by spawning this push box, and you need to put it here so that you can walk across this gap. Another slashy cheer jump. A bit like the beginning of the tower. And you have this like cave thing with these beat blocks where you just wait for the correct one to appear and then kind of just slowly tap D to get across and hold W and A on this tightrope. That's the easiest thing I've found. And sort of turn like that. Also notice that just activated throughout this whole floor, including the like timed side B up there, which we'll get to. It will activate some stuff. So, like, if you fall, you don't have to redo everything. Enjoy the forgiveness this tower has while you can. By the way, that just explains how I just did that jump. You basically do a ladder flick without jumping. And you want to go up here and kind of turn your camera to get up there. The notes here on these platforms, the idea is that they're, like, the first 3 notes that you hear in the song that plays on side B. Another progress thingy. Go across that spinner, and you got another one of these things, so wait for it to go right there. Slowly walk up. This one's angled a little bit upwards. And you go this way for a button, and across this tightrope, and you can... Anyway, you're supposed to walk around there. You can do that on that side, too. Doesn't really matter. There's another slashy cheer. Like that. That will activate that to allow you back here more easily, but for the actual progress, it activates these moving parts, which do kind of flip over. Well, if you fall, good thing that's there. Uh-oh. Okay, it was meant to be that I fell, because there's a little error to fix there. What seems to be the best is to just sort of stand on the middle. That seems to work. Also, moving hanging part. Alright, and that concludes side A. Once you climb this truss, you will begin a section that better represents the planet itself. Due to its very dense atmosphere, Venus has very high temperatures and pressures. You'll have 97 seconds to finish the floor, and should you run out of time, your run ends. There's no way to reset the timer, however, buttons and teleporters ahead will activate as you go, so that a missed jump won't cost you more than a few seconds. The time is very lenient. You have 97 seconds, but if you, like, don't fail at all, you can probably complete it in, like, 30. The hardest things are these, which are similar to the sections from before. It says don't jump. That's probably why I just fell. So yeah, sort of just walk across like that. It's a bit easier than it looks, but still definitely the hardest jumps of the whole side B. Alright, wall hop. You go across these 1-stud poles. And yeah, notice the thing is activating. Honestly, I might want to put one before this, although you don't no, I won't. You don't, as I can just demonstrate here. You don't actually lose that much if you fall. You gotta go back here. Then again, fail it like 3 times, and that's a problem. I think I definitely need a button progress here, because, yeah, you can see I've, like, let's just say that was completely intentional so that you can see what happens if you run out of time. There we go. 4-stud wrap. No. Well, I actually rigged it. Yeah, there's your button progress also. Boing, boing. Boing, boing. And now all you got is just one more of these things. Since I fell, I'm gonna be cutting it close, I guess. Probably got one more shot, and if I don't make it, then uh-oh. Oh, that was like as close as it could have been. And lovely. Now I'm back to scary outside. Okay. So this thing is pretty cool. Well, you'll see why shortly. At the moment, it just looks like gameplay, which as is, even if there wasn't the cool thing you're about to see. But watch this. When you press that, it's actually a morpher. And then the whole thing starts moving. And you want to jump to there. And then you also need to wrap around there to press this morpher button. Eventually, it'll reach its final point. So right about here, you can jump to there. Very nice. A little bit of purism right here. Yeah, the curvy tightrope. Well, no, they're all curved. I mean, curved on this axis. Whoa. Oh, here comes the client object. This is an X-pusher truss with other things like attached to it. So do that. Alright, now jump to here and to here. There we go. You got a lodge here. It's easier than it looks. Just time your camera turn correctly. I gave you a little safety net, but that's what you're supposed to do. Over here, you want to jump there and then to there. Watch it move away right in front of me. Okay. Spinnies, and a push box. These salmon colored blocks are the push box destroyers, and you want to get it to right here so that you can do that. Then you have some funny trusses, but I gave you the safety net. There actually wasn't one until this like most recent as of recording round of nerfing where I did that. And you've got a button which will activate these. Wait, what was even the point of that net? Well, okay, originally there's like some wraparounds you had to do after you press that, but I decided to remove them because they were now useless since you can just jump down. Wait, yeah, if you wanted to skip them, you could jump down and do the funny trusses again. Whatever, okay, I guess I can make it like a timed button. So this is actually gonna be a buff that I do right there. I'll probably make it in like 10 seconds, probably more than you need. And this outside concludes with a bunch of conveyor launches, because I kind of ran out of ideas for gameplay. I could go back and replace it, but honestly I kind of like it. You've arrived at our home planet, Earth. Here you will visit the 7 wonders of the world. Jump to the elevator to begin the floor. Boing! The oldest of the 7 wonders of the world, the Great Wall of China, 700 BC, spans across Eastern Asia. It's about 1.3 tridecillion plank lengths long. What's a meter? And by the way, falling teleports you back here. Alright, so Earth kind of has like 7 sides. I guess you can consider each wonder of the world a different side. But then there's also a time section at the end, kind of like Venus, but a little bit easier. If you want to consider that side A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Side H, you can do that. So up to 8 sides, depending on how you count it. I think in terms of length, this floor is just about tied with Jupiter. If the chapters of those 2 floors are like pretty similar, you know, the length of the video isn't, you know, that accurate. It's good enough, so if it's like a 3-minute difference, that's probably reasonable. But if it's like 5 seconds, just say they're tied, okay? Just because of the way the video is edited, you know, some jumps might be cut out a little bit more on a different floor, or maybe there was a time where I'm yapping about something, such as right now, but maybe I'm not actually doing any gameplay at that time. And there we go. Welcome to Petra, 312 BC, the archaeological city in Jordan. Solve 3 puzzles in order to collect the keys to the final puzzle through the store. Okay, you can do these in any order, but let's start with this one. You can use these 2 X-pushers to move those 2 walls, and you gotta, like, do this, and then get the push ball onto that button. By the way, there's a Can Collide False wall right there. When you do that, you may get the key. Press the buttons in the correct combination. I think it was these 3. No. There we go. Okay, it's that one, and that one. But I have asked people, like, test that for me, you know, without knowing what the correct answer is. Yeah, like, even if you have no idea, it still shouldn't take that long to figure it out. You can just press them randomly. And this 3rd challenge is a pushbox-based one. Well, it's pretty much just a pushbox challenge, isn't it? Although it also has, like, an X-spinner thingy in the middle. Technically, it's a tilting platform. Oh, it's about to fall off. That's scary. And try not to hit the platform into the wall too hard, because then the pushbox might fall off it. Then hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, so just kind of try to do that, and then try to also go fast, but also slow, so that that doesn't, like, swing away. But anyway, when you press that button, make sure you actually grab the key, because that's what you're going for, not the button. Although if you forget to get the key, just go back and get it. It's fine. Alright, and that will open that. Alright, and here's the final puzzle. Who is the best YouTuber in existence? Jump on the correct letters to spell out the answer. If you do this wrong, you'll get teleported back here and you can try again. Over here, it says Roro Studios, hint, hint. This part's actually a reference to the 3rd Indiana Jones movie, where part of it takes place in Petra, and it has the same spell out the answer, or else you fall to your death. Although here it's you fall to your try again. Okay, I spelled out Roro. There's S, where's T? Scanning, 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 scanning. There it is. T, U-D-I-O-S. Now, actually, when you get to, like, the third to last letter, you can just jump there. Also, if you look right about there, it spells Among Us. Right, teleporter. You've arrived at the Colosseum, AD, an ancient Roman amphitheater located in Italy. This is the only of the 7 wonders of the world that I've been to in person. Alright, you have low jump for this because without it, there are like a whole bunch of shortcuts that were available. Rare instance of not stud texture, although we still have some other typical tower textures. Ooh, nice alliteration, such as neon and plastic and granite for kill bricks. There's a beam here that indicates you want to do that. For this client object, you want to go and push those boxes off there. There's a resetter right there too, and probably just wait a second for it to not be spinning around everywhere. Wrap around, jump to there, jump to there. Teleporter. Here you are at Chichen Itza, 600 AD, a Mayan city in Mexico. Some dude wants you to deliver this pizza to him. Eventually, I'm gonna make it so you can like turn off key displays, but at the moment, there's no way to. So what I actually suggest doing is not picking it up until after you get to that button, which is what the whole section leads to, which opens that, and then on the way, you can get the box. Because if you have the box, like, you know, as the key following you, it's a little bit annoying to see at a couple of spots. It's not that bad, though, so if you grab the box, it's not that annoying, but still. So you begin with a few jumps in sort of this main area and a downward head hitter. This, however, will lead you to a different area. This section with the water, which is a safety net, by the way, that ladder will hopefully be enough of an indication of that, although the ladder doesn't actually do anything. I just made your loop failing a bit more efficient by making it just teleport you quickly instead of having to swim over to the ladder. Anyway, like I was saying, this section with the water was previously a lot longer, but it made the whole side C, or no, we're on side D now, I guess. That needs a nerf. Is that even possible? Yeah, it is, but I'll nerf it. It was way too long, so I had to shorten it, but the gameplay was relocated elsewhere in the tower. I will point that out when we get to it. It was also previously, like, really annoying. It was over a safety net. Raw difficulty was probably, like, extreme. Yeah, it was, I guess, good extreme gameplay. I don't know, I was quite pleased with it, but I did have to nerf it because it was annoying, which is maybe not a good thing. Whatever, okay. When you get to that button, you can go out this way. This says enter pyramid. When you press that, it'll open that door. If you already have the pizza box, you can just go there. If not, go grab it on your way. And you can jump down here. Fun fact, if Z is the radius of a pizza and A is the thickness, then the formula volume equals pizza will be true. And on this table, it says, legend has it that Shark wanted a pizza because he was making an obscure allusion to something. Well, here's a hint if you want to try and figure it out. Searching a relevant rhyming phrase will likely lead you to the answer. And there we go. Side D complete onto side E. Welcome to Machu Picchu, 1450 AD, an Incan citadel atop a mountain in Peru. Citadel, you know what that means. Time for some Citadel of the Infinite Abyss style gameplay. I would make falling end your run here, but I'll go easy on you for now. Falling teleports you back here. Head this way for a button. Go that way once you press it. Yeah, Citadel of the Infinite Abyss was a citadel I built in Obby Creator. Oh, yeah, that's what happens to fall. It used like Foggen to sort of create this kind of thing with like platforms extending infinitely into the void. Although here it's not supposed to be the void since it's a mountain, so I guess it was ground eventually. And Citadel of the Infinite Abyss was And Citadel of the Infinite Abyss, it's like eventually like the whole floor goes away, so you gotta do the gameplay with no safety net. Kinda like this tower. You got that time button there, so do that pretty quick. It's kind of a tight button timer, but it's not that hard. And then go here, go here, go here. I put little 3x3s on top. No clip. I put little 3x3s on top of these poles, because before I did that, it was really annoying. Alright, once you get to here, long jump. There you go, you hit the button. And like that sign earlier says, you want to go over here once you press it. That button actually activates that, if you're wondering. So you want to do that to get on top of this platform, and then now that this is activated, you can rotate it. Try to get it as far that way as you can while still being able to jump to it. I can definitely make that. Yeah, hopefully set it up a little bit more favorably than that. And jump across these. Inlets ahead are Can Collide Falls. This first jump to the non-inlet is kind of a long jump, so treat it as such. But after that, you've pretty much won the section. Like Chichen Itza, I had to make this shorter so it wouldn't be too long. There was previously gameplay that went like around that way. It too got moved to elsewhere in the tower. The Taj Mahal, 1643 AD, is located in India. It's a mausoleum, which is a monument created as a burial chamber. If you touch the ground here, you'll get teleported back to here. And you can see the Taj Mahal is in that direction. Walk into this X to sort of move the thingy to the other side. This one was another section that was previously really annoying, like Chichen Itza, but I nerfed it, so now it's reformed. And a lot more wrap around. Previously annoying, but now better, jump. And jump down to there. There's your key to enter. Now you can go inside here, where the teleporter is. Here we are at the final wonder of the world, Christ the Redeemer, 1931 AD, a statue located in Brazil. I think this one I remade pretty well. This whole Earth floor has featured a lot of purist gameplay. There were a few client objects, but throughout most of it, it was purism. Here I use lots of conveyors, because this was the only wonder of the world built after the Industrial Revolution, which was the machinery update. And when I think of like factories, I think the client object, or really just the machinery that first comes to mind, would probably be conveyors. So this uses lots of conveyors. All right, once you do that section, you can climb up on top of here and go across. Stay close to the wall. You will see why shortly. You want to do that because, trust, if you're on the edge of that, you'll go flying. For this truss flick, make sure you, yeah, I've missed that a million times while testing this. Yeah, that nerf. A few more of these. You didn't see that. You also didn't see that I was using no clip. Okay, when you jump on that last one, it does that. Oh, you thought the floor was over. Well, I thought so too, until I had the chance to see the solar eclipse of April 8th, 2024 in totality. You need to race to Missouri, USA before totality hits so you can reach a launch pad to reach the moon and continue the tower. The teleporters to each wonder of the world now work in reverse order. Go back to Chichen Itza, the closest location to Missouri, and complete the new section that has opened. You have 90 seconds to reach your destination. If you run out of time, your run ends. 90 seconds is a lot more time than you need. Also notice you don't get teleported here, so you can just like run back. Yeah, the going backwards is very easy. The new section that's actually opened is the speed section, which if you fall, you just get teleported back to the start. It pretty much comes down to you have like 60, 70 seconds to complete it. The hardest part is maybe these last couple jumps. Okay, there we go. The timer like doesn't matter anymore once you get to here. Looks like you made it in time. Feel free to stay here and enjoy the eclipse as long as you like. When you're ready, use this jump pad to continue. The way I themed this area was like a little park area because that was where I saw the actual eclipse from. Oh, and also the reason this is Missouri is because same thing, that's where I saw the eclipse. Boing! Oh, wait, why did that just happen? Welcome to the moon, the only celestial body besides Earth that humans have set foot on, marked first by an American flag placed on the Apollo 11 mission. Well, okay, technically it's been bleached by solar radiation by now, but just ignore that part. Start by jumping on that to get up here. So you got a safety net for a few of these jumps, but not really anymore after these falling parts. It says high jump right there, so high jump right there. Then you have a, well, whatever that was, like 25 seconds, which is way longer than you need. You can jump back across those falling parts, or if you have a skill issue like me, this also works, and you will still have plenty of time, because where you need to get past, like, before the timer runs out, is getting to right there. You can see I still have 5 seconds left. Alright, so then more one studs, and you want to go across this tightrope. So do that, jump to here, and jump into the elevator, which will make you fall more slowly so you can reach the next platform. I'd suggest going sideways with shift lock. Ooh, okay, that was close. Okay, the gameplay from where I'm standing right now to like over there was all taken from the Earth floor on those sections I said I had to delete, but not actually, to cut down on time, so the Earth floor wouldn't be like 3 hours long. You got a morpher thing, similar to the one on Mercury side B, although this one's not ice. And here, you need to lodge across there, not too difficult. And now you've got a tightrope. Try to look forward a little bit more so you can see where you like want to jump up to there. Because you walk like forward underneath here, you might get like glitched off of there and fall in the void, and that would be sad. You got sort of a no jump section, not that you actually can't jump, but that's above there, which was previously the ceiling of that Chichen Itza like water section. And you need to get that thing swinging so you can do that head hitter. Then walk around here or walk around here. Super riskily. Okay, now you have a push box. Here you gotta go like by the edge. You can have infinite tries on this, so most importantly, you yourself don't fall off. If the push box falls into the void, just respawn it and try again. I could have put the next few jumps over this safety net that this section provides, but I didn't. Okay, another tightrope, eventually leading over here. Oh wait, yeah, there's a thingy eventually leading over here, and then guess what, more one studs, and you need to jump down here. These jumps are pretty tricky, but I gave you a safety net on them. You're welcome. Truss flicks, arrow, and here's a moving platform, which is indicated by the text there, and some hanging platforms. And as you do these truss flicks, you can see into the International Space Station, where I was quite a long time ago. And you have a balloon here. Just like try to run straight through it and don't get the balloon caught anywhere. Yeah, On Discord, someone posted themselves failing this outside on that balloon section. I think it was a legit run. I did nerf it a little bit by increasing the time that it takes that to pop, so you're welcome. Over there, the stuff I said I took from the Earth floor were from Chichen Itza and Machu Picchu. This timed button section, however, was taken from Taj Mahal. The timer isn't too strict, but you do still gotta go. Like, there's no time to waste. Okay, maybe there is. And an asteroid. Yeah, there are a few of these on each outside, or at least each one I remember to put them on. But of course, most of them are over there on that outside, which we'll get to after the Mars floor. The Mars floor, Mars the bringer of war, is now. Mars the bringer of war. Even though it would make sense for the planets to begin with the movement for Mercury, Holst decided to begin his suite with the movement for Mars because musically he thought it made more sense because it was a good opening. Okay, on the spinners on this floor, which there are a few little spinner sections throughout, the universal parts you don't stick to, the like regular ones you do. You'll also see the first of the tower's many insta-kills here, so definitely avoid them. They're very easy to avoid at this point though, but that won't remain the case forever. This timed section does have a pretty tight timing. Yeah, you can see it's not too tight though, so it shouldn't be super annoying, which it was previously when that was a 10 stud wrap. I actually didn't increase the time when I nerfed it. I just nerfed the 10 stud wrap and I think something else too, but I forgot. Remember that this thing you don't stick to, so yeah. I'm an obscure illusion that Shark added based on a suggestion from Nathan's Toys and More. What might the reference be? Some more insta-kills, not too hard to avoid. This is a timed button section. Again, it's easier than the other one, at least in terms of button timer tightness or something. Another section I nerfed was this one, because it was super annoying. Honestly, why am I pointing out the sections I nerfed? Because who cares? But whatever. Here you got to, like, ledge grab like that, and jump across. Boing. Okay, this is the last of the spinner jumps. There's a sign explaining the best way to do this. Stand in the center of the spinner, and then walk without jumping towards the next platform, and jump near the edge. So basically, sort of do that, and try to jump as late as you can, because that'll work the best. Carefully avoid that insta-kill, some ice parts, and conveyor launch. Jump off that conveyor as late as possible, similar to the spinner. That way you can get the max distance on the jump. Carefully avoid that insta-kill, and there we go. Mars complete. On to the Asteroid Belt. Let's see if I can complete this whole outside legit, which I have yet to do. Okay, we're off to a terrible start, but if I'm gonna fail, I'd rather fail like the third jump. That way I don't, lose everything. After that insta-kill, you're safe from insta-kills for a while. Welcome to the Asteroid Belt. This area of the solar system between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter is home to millions of asteroids. This is the longest outside of the tower. Falling ends your run. Good luck. Yeah, so instead of putting the super long punishing outside at the end of the tower, I put it in the middle. Maybe it's the middle. Maybe it's like a third through. I don't even know, man. Okay, now this turret, these things are can't collide true, so for this part, you gotta not do that. Whoa. Sometimes you can save it. I could have saved it if I didn't have a skill issue. Wait for one of those to pass, and then quickly run to this little space right there, and then press that button. Then you can do that. Or jump to that stud, and then wait for the next one. They're can't collide true. Do jump on them, because they'll start spinning around everywhere. With that button you pressed, it did something, but there's another one you have to press. Right, okay, yeah, there's two buttons. There's the one in there, and then there's one right there. You need to press both of them in order to get around this way. The blue one also activates those couple platforms, so you can go back this way, and you'll have to redo this again. With those blue platforms deactivated, you can jump up here. With these purple platforms activated, you can go over here. Wall hop, and jump to that one stud, and jump to that space right there. And I'd recommend jumping on top of there, which you can do. Now, there are going to be a few platforms like this that are tilting platforms that can catch you off guard if you're not ready for them. I guess you'll see them as I play them, but generally I sort of made them have like a line like that, one or two. That one is also a tilting platform over there. But hopefully, if you aren't expecting it, you'll be able to react quickly enough and not have any disasters happen. Okay, now that's a super hard jump, but that's why I put it over a safety net. There we go. Tightrope here. Wrap around like that. Okay, now you gotta jump to this rope swing and go over here. It says wall hop. Do that. And then this is a pretty cool client object. This sign, I ain't reading all that. Basically what it says is spawn the push box, and then go over here, and then line the push box up and put it about halfway like that. Go press this button. Oh, I did that wrong. Reset it if necessary. Now press this button, and it'll sort of do that, and then push it through so that there's like a stud or less right there. Then, with that basically platform now there, you can jump down to here. When you get to this asteroid, you'll see my character model who says, hey, you landed on my asteroid. I registered ownership of this. You'll have to pay me a parking ticket of $20 for that. But you don't have $20. But luckily,
the Space ATM.
Are you looking for $20 in the middle of the asteroid belt? Look no further. Here you can exchange 5 pieces of iron and 5 pieces of nickel for a $20 bill. So that you don't miss any pieces of metal on any of the asteroids, each one will have a sign telling you how many can be found there. Let me explain here that it's best to go this way first. You can go that way, but you don't have to because, well, it basically just has to do with like the fact that certain sections of parkour you can go either direction across. Others you can only go that way across. So you won't get like soft locked or anything, you'll just find yourself doing a few extra jumps that you could possibly fail if you go that way. So go this way. By the way, if you follow this tightrope back that way, alright, wrap around, go on top of this swing. So you want to do that. Sometimes you can get up it like all at once, other times you have to do like a 2-stud climb up, jump down, and some trusses. Also, I'm still on legit for this outside, but now that I've realized that, I'm like, uh-oh. Good thing if I'm gonna miss a jump, it's gonna be that one, so that I can just try again. Yeah, that's kind of a long jump right there. Follow the 1 studs, and there we go. There's 1 piece of metal on this asteroid, and it's right here. Throughout this whole outside, there are some mechanics that I'm quite pleased with. The first of them is this one, where you gotta like roll that like that. I'll read that sign in a second. But basically, then you need to go to that 1 stud and then time your jump onto that. That sign says, use this teleporter if the wall reactivates before you can get on top of it. So it's basically an anti-soft locker, so you don't get stuck on this side. Now that you can get over here, jump to there, walk around, head hitter, and some half stud sort of jumps. Go up that way. This looks pretty suspiciously similar to that tilting platform earlier. The sort of imaginary axle that these tilt on runs perpendicular to the neon line, so it's gonna spin this way. But yeah, just like go across that one quickly, that's the best thing to do. Then, and look at that, more 1 studs. There are 3 pieces of metal on this asteroid. 1, 2, and 3. Boing. This is a funny truss, and it's basically RNG, which is why I put it over the safety net. Now, this thing's a resetter. It was necessary because sometimes this would get, like, stuck on those, and you couldn't move it. But it might get stuck on, like, that one, where you could jump back, but you'd still be soft locked anyway. So, resetter, just decrease the amount of soft locks. Whoa. Okay, another long sign that explains what I'm about to show you. So, I'll just explain it in my own words that aren't those my own words. First, go over here and spawn this push box. Then go down here, and then you gotta press that button and that button quickly. 1, walk around, 2. And by pressing those quickly enough, those 2 parts were deactivated at the same time, so that could fall down. Now I need to walk around and make my way back over there. Be careful not to hit the push box spawner on your way back, because then you'll have to go press those buttons again. You will also have to do that if you lose the push box and falls in the void. But you use the push box to get up there, and from there you may continue. Here you've got some elevators, some elevator wraps. Just get the timing pretty good. They're not too hard though. And you can jump towards that button. It activates those, but you need those on your way back over there, so it doesn't matter at the moment. Back to the Space ATM is over there. More asteroids over there. Wait, don't I normally jump to the... Wait, what do I... Huh? Well, this is why we can't have nice things. Oh, you can wrap up there. Or you can just do this, as long as you don't have a skill issue. Okay, we won't talk about that. Pretend this is still a legit run. You can ignore this wrap for now. You'll only need to do it on your way back. So, just follow these thingies. On this, wait for that moving part underneath to move to the correct position. And then you've got 5 seconds to do those like 3 jumps. Pretty easy. And trusses and moving part. That's what that like sign right there said. And jump scare. Yes, so you stand in this kill brick box for a bit. This ladder will also get activated, so you'll use that right here. Here, go to this end of this tilting platform and then sort of spin it around. Now the tilting part is going to get stuck right there, so you can walk across here fine onto these hanging parts. And you want to go this way. Ignore those 1 studs for now. You'll need them on your way back. You need to get to that truss. Like that. There are 2 pieces of metal on this asteroid. There's 1. There's 2. Let's do the harder one of these first, which would be this one. Yeah, walk around, easy tightrope. That was previously a annoying 1 stud ledge grab thing. Wall hop. You might have to wall hop twice. Slightly awkward jump onto that tightrope, but I made the tightrope larger to make it easier. Roro, stop talking about the nerfs, because no one cares. There are 2 pieces of metal on this asteroid. 1, 2. To go back, just go that way. It's easier on the way back, because you don't got those like walk around things. There. And then this will do like that. On the wraps ahead, if the arrow is green, go on the side of the wrap the arrow points to. If the arrow is red, go to the side it does not point to. So it's wraparound spam, but made a little bit more exciting. So yeah, it's green, so you want to follow the arrow by doing that. It's red, so you don't want to follow the arrow by doing that. Yeah, pretty much just repeat this for a bit. I hope you like 2 stud stickouts. All right, and there we go. There are 2 pieces of metal. There we go. And that's actually all of them. So now all that I have left to do is just make my way back way over there. On your way back, the same thing applies. Follow the arrows. They actually like match up. So like on this part, it's red on both sides. I could have theoretically done that not to be like that, but whatever. Okay, scary sort of wrap around there. I guess you could try to aim for the truss, but that seems like a bad idea. Remember that that's a moving part. Importantly note that that kill brick is still activated, so you're gonna get like crushed into that if you ride up the moving part, and you're gonna get like flung out of existence. Instead, jump to this truss. Very important. And you get to skip all this on your way back. Alright, once you get to that 5-second button timer, pretty quick, few jumps there. And there we go. I've completed the whole get all the thingies thing. There you go. And I can get my $20 bill, which I can pay to Shark, and continue. Yeah, we're still not done. The bullet will disappear when it hits the Can Collide False red neon, so jump off the bullet as soon as possible. Similar to before, hold jump, probably. Or, actually, maybe not. Yeah, scratch that. Do be constantly adjusting your position, though, and then jump to there. Alright, and I'm just wrapping on that side, and high jump there, it says it right there. Wrap. Wait, that was one wrap.
Insta-kill.
Go into climbing animation on the side of the platform you're standing on to get underneath this wall. The safety net that this asteroid is a little bit less than it was like over there, because you do have to do 2 scary 1-stud jumps over the void if you fall, but they're easy luckily. And yeah, that's what you're supposed to do there, and you need to jump across these poles. These are kind of long jumps, so actually only that one was really. I need to recolor that. This says keep holding W on these zip lines.
Whee!
This is quite fun to do that. You've passed all the tricky jumps of this outside. This puzzle is your final challenge before you head to Jupiter. Okay, so you'll notice these are spinning platforms with like a thingy attached to them, quite similar to that one from Earth. This is a fun puzzle in my opinion. What you first need to do is get to that button, which will activate those purple platforms. So you're gonna have to spin this all the way around. Be careful you don't like end up walking off the platform accidentally. That's probably the most likely way you'd fail this. Well, maybe second most after missing the jumps because you don't line them up right and then try to make a risky long jump or something. But yeah, you want to set it up roughly like this. Probably good enough. Okay, jump here, maybe long jump. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now go adjust them again. You want to make this one be the second one you jump to, and then line up the one that's way over here with that purple button activated platform. Or no, it's blue actually. Doesn't have to be exact. That is a bit far though, so I should probably go make that a bit safer. Yeah, better safe than sorry is probably the best tip I can give you for this puzzle. If you think it's too long of a jump to make, just go reposition it. It's not worth risking the fail there. With that truss activated, do that quick jump to get to this button, and that will activate this. So now make your way back over here, and last but not least, you need to spin this all the way back over here. And then make your way back. With this button activated part being there, you can still make it across here. All that was like basically so that you can get to this asteroid while this is right here. That's what the ultimate goal is, I suppose. All right, that is your last jump, that like stick out slanty wrap, and there we go. We're done. You can't move or jump right here, by the way. Awesome job. You successfully navigated the entire asteroid belt. Give yourself a pat on the back and take a break before continuing your journey to the outer planets. You are now approaching Jupiter, the largest planet of the solar system. This planet, along with Saturn, is a gas giant. These planets have no solid surface to stand on and are mostly gases making up an atmosphere. There are instead large catching platforms on stilts, but you won't be over them all the time. Be careful, because if you fall past these platforms, your run ends. On each of the gas giants, you will descend its atmosphere on a series of catching platforms. Finally, at the end of each outer planet, you will explore one of its moons. The moons have solid surfaces you can stand on, so you'll have safety nets on them, mostly. Good luck on what remains of your journey. Again, is this like a third of the way through the tower or halfway through the tower? You can easily check by just seeing how far through the video you are, but I know not. So on Jupiter, you've got 6 of these platforms. The first one is right here. It says button hunt. You got these 3 little mazes, and on each one there's like a button like in the maze, and you can press these in any order, by the way, so it doesn't really matter. But then each one also has like a section of parkour that will lead you to another button. Let's start with this one, I guess. Why not? And you're gonna need some way on top of here. So do that. And you got a bunch of X-pusher type things, like, attached together with welds. So do that. Yeah, kind of wait for, like, just the right time to jump to it so you can, you know, not have to make as precise a long jump, I guess. But here, though, don't wait too long. You need to wait, like, just the right amount of time so you can make that, but then also make that. Because if you wait for it to go, like, right to the, like, there, then you're probably not going to be able to make the jump off of there onto here. So it's all in the balance. But luckily, it's not that hard. I guess you can jump straight to that if you want. Some of these mazes, because you go, like, above them, you can kind of skip a little bit of them, but that's fine. It doesn't skip any major parkour, which is the most important. It'll skip, like, maybe 1 or 2 jumps of them. Button. One more I have to get, and it's the parkour that leads off of this red maze. Yay. You'll know you've pressed them all when you can successfully walk through here and go on this elevator. Well, technically it's not an elevator, it's a morpher, but it's supposed to look like an elevator. Another thing you can take note of is the different styles of detail I used on the different planets and sections of this tower. The Asteroid Belt had all those neon everywhere. On this one, really the only neon I used was on the signs. I instead used the same red and gold colors throughout, pretty much equally, and I also used lots of 45-degree angle rotations. Oh, I should have read that. Hold on. Platform 2 of 6. Climb up the truss and go back and forth across the bridge, pressing each button, which will buff the section until you get the push box. Then come back here and use the push box to get to the platform on the side of the elevator. So basically, back and forth. So it starts off pretty easy, but when you press that, it adds some wraparounds. Ooh. Also notice that truss will move from side to side using morphers. That way you can't just, like, jump down and just walk back across. That way it's actually back and forth, but still the same thing. Now we've added kill bricks. There's another button. This has added that. Doesn't buff it that much, but you'll see how that is applied momentarily. Also scary jumps here if you follow your run-ins. Oh. I'm stupid. I never added the insta-kill. Okay, well, that was supposed to have insta-killed me. Why is that even there? All right, now we've got ladder flicks across here. That's how that thingy is applied. What I was just saying. Button. Oh, that was the last one. Wait, I thought there were wall hops. No, there are... What? There's a reset box right there. If you reset it, you don't have to press all the buttons again because they, like, stay deactivated. This one, like a few of the push boxes we've seen now, isn't connected to a button. You just need it to get up to a certain platform. And that certain platform is that. There. You did all that for one push box. Platform 3 of 6. Purism. It's beautiful. There's no client objects. Actually, this is terrible. But hey, sometimes you need some purism, and sometimes you need a 10-stud wrap, and sometimes you need goofy ladder thingies. A little bit of a downwards, like, slanty ladder thingy, and some funny trusses, but safety nets, so yeah. Main thing is don't try to, like, rush it by jumping off when you're not lined up yet. That should be good, and wall hop to there. Hello. And you got shadows here. I use, like, different color shadow blocks to sort of indicate, like, that is, like, further back. But basically, jump there, jump there. Alright, you're almost there. Wow, great job. Well, if you didn't have no clip, unfortunately, with purism comes no button unfortunately, with purism comes no button progress for you. If you don't fall a million times, this should take about a minute. No idea why I said that, but okay. Elevator, so that's your first client object since the previous platform. A little transition, pretty cool. An ocean of metallic hydrogen is below. Don't fall. No way, it's almost like that was the name of the video where I built this part. Well, you can't quite see it yet, but it will be revealed as I jump down to here. Whoa. Oh, wait, you still can't even see it. You'll see it soon enough. Okay. Platform 4 of 6. Avoid the insta-kills. Yes, lots and lots of insta-kills. There's no insta-kills that are too insane. Yet. Be careful of that one. And that one. You know what? Be careful of all the insta-kills. Yeah, if you fall here, again, your run-ins. Insta-kills. Downward head hitter. Walk around. Okay, now here's a fun part. An insta-kill push box looks like you'll need a regular push box in order to move it. The spawn button is up there, though. So good luck getting to it. So this is the spawn button of the insta-kill push box, and it's able to press that button, but if you try to move it to there, you'll die. So you need to get to that spawn button to spawn the push box that spawns there. Walk against the X to get the platform swinging so you can make the jump. So do this. It might start spinning. Just don't hold W too long, and then just walk off the platform. It doesn't lose too much of its swingy kinetic energy. So, like, yeah, probably wait for it to swing an extra time than I tried to that first time. Make sure you jump towards the edge of these so as to avoid the insta-kill, which is the theme of the platform, even though the platform is way over there. Funny lodge right here. Good thing there's a safety net. Yeah, kind of RNG, also kind of not. I mean, you can kind of tell. I mean, like, right now, yeah, I don't know. I think I could make it. It might No, I should be able to. But no, sometimes you like won't be moving at all, and it's probably just worth like turning your camera, falling back down there, and then trying again. But there's no time limit or anything, and there's a safety net, so just take your time to do it right. All right, jump down to here. This is a no jump section. You need to walk through the inlet blocks because they are can collide false. This thing will give you your jump back. Oh yeah, and you can most definitely see the metallic hydrogen down there. All right, now you've got like a maze of wraparounds. Not too hard. Pretty much the biggest challenge is that it's like kind of cramped. Even that, it's not that bad, especially when you have that safety net over some of it. And there we go. A couple of head hitters. Actually, it's not really head hitters. Now avoid these insta-kills as you go over here, where that arrow is. Wait for the moving platform, and it will take you over to here. Now, if you theoretically died, this is purely hypothetical. I definitely didn't fail the rays of wraparound. But if you did not spawn that before, that's okay too, because you can just spawn it now. What is most important is that you do press that, which it should be pretty hard not to when you get up to that platform. Also, as you do this, with those two push boxes, don't lose that box into the metallic hydrogen, because then you're gonna have to go redo all that. But there, once you press that button, it might be a good idea to just get rid of that. At that point, you can get rid of that too, because it doesn't matter. You have that button, and it will stay activated forever. You can, in fact, easily get back to that, but you don't need it anymore, so yeah. With these new button-activated platforms, you continue a little bit of purism. Well, technically, that's not purism, because they're button-activated, which are collide objects.
Moving platform. Moving platform.
This takes you back over here. You did all that for a button. One of those buttons you pressed over there activates the spinner. Then this part looks pretty scary, but it's really not that hard. Just make sure you're constantly checking where the insta-kills you're about to hit are. That way you can avoid them. Uh-oh. I gotta go back around. Or not. Alright, you're back over the safety net for a few jumps. Unless you missed, like, these ones. Luckily, they're easy, though. No, you're supposed to ladder flick there. Platform 5 of 6. That one. Warning. When you jump to the next platform, the metallic hydrogen below will begin to rise. You must outrun it and finish the floor in time. This is the first of 2 rising metallic hydrogen sections in the tower. The time is quite lenient, so you can kind of take your time. But you first need to do the elevator jumps there, and then you have the hanging part jumps. Yes, indeed, try not to fail them. But there's that button, and then here it's just going on this side in order to press that button, which you have to press with that thing. Okay, and go across these falling parts. Platform 6 of 6, the Great Red Spot. Yeah, pretty much just a continuation, because the metallic hydrogen continues to rise. I don't even remember what my plan for this was originally. I think it was to use a lot of spinners. Don't really remember, but whatever. This is what it is now. I did nerf it a little bit. Now, if I were to fall, probably I'm gonna die. What a comforting thought. Right there. Don't get pushed off the trusses by those moving parts. Here, you want to go on top of this one. Then it also becomes harder to see, if you haven't noticed, as you near the end of this, which is right there. Nice. And there we go. Jupiter complete. Okay, now I've got a brief outside to Io. The main thing it involves is this X pusher with these spinners attached to it, so you kind of got to do that. Yeah, honestly, you can just hold W. You might get stuck once or twice for a minute or two in the chimney on your way down to steal the Christmas tree. By the way, notice those Amogai. A quick safety net there on a funny difficulty spike. Some kind of copy-pasted jumps to finish the outside. Yeah, I didn't have that many ideas for this, but whatever. Alright, teleporter. Welcome to Io, a moon of Jupiter with lots of volcanoes. There's insta-kill lava everywhere up ahead, but luckily you've got a safety net for this entire section. Falling sends you back here. Find 3 buttons to progress. You can do them in any order, but let's start with this one. Each one has a little bit of a theme or like specific client object. This one is a survive the insta-kill. Not to survive the kill bricks, survive an insta-kill. It's quite easy though, and also don't try jumping to that because I made that one can collide false. It moves very slowly, so just run in circles a few times. After the timer burns out, you can like jump on that because it's reactivated. And you'll press the button and then just jump down. And falling does not reset buttons, by the way. Okay, let's do this one now, which is another insta-kill push box. Uh-oh, another insta-kill push box. But this time, not only does the box insta-kill, but so does its spawn button, the button you're getting the box to, and the push box destroyers. So I'm sort of expanding on the insta-kill push box I used earlier, which honestly at the end of the day was more like a button with more steps. But not really, because I also kind of used it to introduce this. Pretty much you just do the same thing here, but it's more a push box section than a button with more steps. The push box button is the button you're trying to get to complete the section, by the way. Unlike is the case here, where that button is not the one you're trying to get to. It's a timed button, while you still gotta avoid the insta-kills, but the timer is pretty lenient. There we go. And go across those newly activated parts, and Io complete. Now I've got the Io to Saturn section. It begins with a Morpher journey. across that whole distance. It has easing style, so it starts really slow, but it gets faster. It's pretty easy, so you're in luck. Like half the outside is this, so yeah. And it doesn't ever end up going faster than you. Well, maybe a little bit right there towards the middle. All right, there. You can tell it's slowing down a little bit now. So should be pretty easy from here. And don't try to jump early to save any time unless you're like 5 studs or less away from it. Continuing. Conveyor launch. I forgot what they're called for a second. Probably because it's 1 a.m. Conveyor launches, the high jump there. Conveyor launches with like little bits of gameplay in between them. Yeah, I kind of resorted to conveyor launches and things when I had a lot of space to fill and no ideas of what to fill it, the gameplay with. But hey, at least there weren't an absurd amount of these on the Asteroid Belt. And I don't think I overused conveyor launches, so I guess it works in the end. Saturn, the bringer of old age. Find 3 buttons, 1 on each ring, and then go to the parkour to the right of the sign to progress. The yellow squares are speed pads. Again, you can do these in any order, but basically find the 3 like lines of parkour on each ring, or 1 per ring, I should say. The place where each one starts is wherever the red speed deactivator is. The purpose of the speed deactivators is just so you don't have to spend forever walking around, because who wants to do that? Another little interesting thing about this is that since the whole rings are like slanted, the gameplay can change like quite a bit depending on where it is in the rotation, for better or for worse. For instance, it might make it easier, might make it more difficult, might make it over the ring itself and thus safety netted, or over the void and thus not. You could wait for it to spin around until you have conditions you like, but it's up to you whether you spend forever waiting or not. And each of these 3 ringed spinning sections has like certain client object. That one uses those hanging parts. This one uses tilting parts. There are several tilting parts, as you may expect. Or certain client objects based on tilting parts, such as those, or after all these cubes, these. These are pretty light, so they move a bit erratically at times, so just be ready. Like, make sure to land like fully inside the box, which is easier said than done sometimes. And there's a button. The third one is the innermost ring. This one uses spinners and kill bricks, so make sure you don't die and make sure you don't get spinnied, whatever spinnied means to you. On these other sections, the jumps are like going the same direction as the spinner, or like, you know, so you get more momentum like going that way. This one, many of the jumps you're jumping like with the rotation or against it. It's 1 a.m. I can't commentate. Basically, you're going the other way, so the jumps, like, you don't jump as much distance until you get to that truss where it goes back to how it was for the red
Button.
Now that I've pressed that, I need to get to there. Your speed will be deactivated if you even have any right now, and outside again. Well, do you want to consider that an outside? I don't know. Yes, time is the theme of this floor, because Saturn, the bringer of old age. And thus, this is actually the longest floor too. Also notice that after it says time, the platforms are like crumbling apart because of time. And that style of detail remains in use for the rest of the floor. Okay, so it would appear there's a bit of a bug. Earlier, I saw just like the whole wall like collapse, even though I wasn't even over here, so I don't know what's up with that. But I mean, it's pretty easy anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. Why are only like half of them respawning? Did they get fallen parts destroy hided? Okay, well, whatever. It's supposed to do like that. And then it's fun to watch them all just slide down and then into the void. Do these look like hourglasses to you? Does this look like the hands of a clock to you? And some 1-studs. Yeah, a bit of a 1-stud spam. You don't actually have to do most of them, and you do the little transition. Universal parts spin like the hands of a clock, like the gears of time, as time ticks away, as old age has decayed the platforms, as you hope to not suffer the same fate of time inevitably passing. I tried to make that sound existential crisis-y, but kind of failed. What I've been calling the 3 sections of Saturn, rings, tower-like thingy, and time lock 6, like, what the heck do I call this? I call it tower-like thingy because it's all over the safety net, so you're safe from worrying about losing your whole run. Minus the insta-kills. And also I fell. Lovely. The insta-kills are easily avoidable though. But like, what do I call this? I just call it tower-like thingy because it's like just a tower going up, maybe the distance of like 3 or 4 floors in a typical tower. Yeah, 3 floors making up only half of what's actually a floor in this tower. It's a long tower. Luckily on here though, where I had a lot of space to fill, or maybe more accurately more time to fill. Whoa, that's even in theme with the floor. Yeah, I was trying to make the whole section take about 6 minutes, which I successfully did, so as to, based on the timings of the other floors, make it the longest floor. I managed to keep the filler gameplay boringness down, which is good. I used some cool client objects throughout this. Enough yapping, let's actually talk about the important things that I should be commentating about. Okay, let's go back over here for a second. This is a spinning gear. It introduces this client object. Now that you're over here, apply what you learned by spinning this around to here. That way you can jump to there. Nice. Here's another cool client object. You use this thing, which is technically a tilting platform, so are the other ones, to spin the gear so that you can get this, like, long gear tooth. That's what they're called, right? I think. Gear teeth. Threeth. Yeah, get that to there, then jump to there. Yay! Okay, this gear client object was previously down there and was the first gear client object I made, but I moved it up here because no one wants to read a super long, confusing sign of how to do that. So instead, I put a few gear thingies leading up to it to sort of introduce the client object and thus remove the need for a long, confusing sign. Nevertheless, I will still explain what you do here. You want to make sure you line up within the time limit, like that. Now go stand on here and then wait for the timer to burn out or until it's about to. So right about now, jump. There we go. With this in place, you can jump to that and it's not gonna like go to unfavorable positions. Beam indicates you jump there. There's another one of those spinning parts that's technically a tilting part. And yeah, more of these clock hands. Long jump. And ledge grab here. Use your arm to press the button through the wall. Now you can just like walk into the wall. You don't gotta land on there. It deactivates anyway because you're gonna fall down here. Like that's what you're supposed to do. Because now these are activated. So you got a little bit of button progress. Jump to there and then jump down and then back up these one stud. Jump to here. Ladder flick. Wall hop. Spinny gear thing. You're about to get some big button progress as soon as you jump down to there. Now that you've pressed that, which the next thing it would do if you didn't intentionally jump down would be jump down to there and go into there. But what you can do is you only have to start back right here. Then you just do this, which is very quick, in order to get to the tightrope and get to the same point I just said is like on the main route after you press that button. Continuing on, you got some one studs mostly leading you up to here. Arrows on the platform? No, the platform is an arrow. This is a variation on this client object because there's like head hitters attached to it. You need to spin it about 180 degrees so you can do that. Okay, now you're gonna go on top of this truss flick thingy. You want to high jump up here and long jump over here and jump on the clock hands and jump to here. And another one of these things, use it to get up here, go across the tightrope. Now you got another fun client object. The idea here is you use these boxes to like line up a bridge for this thing to go across. Although you only need one actually if you set it up just right. It is easier though to use at least two. There we don't go. There we go. Okay, that sign explains what I just did. I put it there, and I still didn't even notice it until just there. It definitely needs to be moved. With those button-activated platforms, you go across these one studs, and you're almost done with the section. Yeah, still nowhere near done with the tower. Sorry. Instead, you have, like, the most stressful part of the entire tower about to happen right here. Okay, add to my notes, because I've been meaning to do this for a while. Eventually right here, it's going to say warnings explaining the Time Lock 6 part, which is the next part. Another rising metallic hydrogen section, like the one that was at the end of Jupiter. It is called the Time Lock 6 section, because that is the song I composed for it. Alright, we've no time to waste, because the metallic hydrogen starts rising as soon as you get teleported there. Those first couple jumps, if you fall in the metallic hydrogen, yeah, your run-ins, but luckily those jumps are easy. To start off with, once you get above the safety net, well, you have a safety net for a little bit until the metallic hydrogen goes past it. By the way, these things are elevators. Still, falling will cost you time, and time is of the essence right now. So, notice also all these moving parts and spinning parts and gears and things, which are just for decoration, but give this section the atmosphere I was going for of very intense, you know, time limit and everything. And I want it to feel very alive, too, which is also why you'll notice lots of morphers just like spawning things in front of me, such as that. Button is right there. Now make sure you go back. You got a safety net right there. Well, sort of. If you land on one of those conveyors, it'll like move you all over the platform quite erratically, and you'll probably end up like falling. So don't fall on those conveyors if you can help it. And that thing will like rise up like that, and then you need to go around this way. There's a button which will activate a 2x2 stakeout wrap. As you go back around, you'll also notice the hands of this clock have stopped now. Here's another gear-based client object. You gotta like do that, and a bunch of falling parts now. And then a no-jump maze thing. This is similar to on Jupiter, but you gotta go fast now. Okay, and more elevators. Just make sure you line it up. Hopefully, you won't have the metallic hydrogen like right below you. Also, I think that's pretty cool, the way those platforms spawn in. I used one morpher there, and then also buttons. I thought about doing buttons as I was building it, but I decided against it, because then I'd have to make them all be different colors. So I used morphers instead, which are also better, because then you see it, like, the platforms moving into place, instead of just, like, appearing. You're almost there. You gotta jump to there, and onto here. Then just go along the edge here. That's easier than trying to conveyor launch or anything. And there. Once you get to here, you can wait. But don't do that, just take the escape route. Nice job, you've successfully made it past the most stressful part of the tower. The tower will slowly get easier from here on out, so take a break, and when you're ready, make your way to Titan. Keyword slowly, so like this shouldn't be, you know, all the way down to easy. Gameplay's probably like remorseless, maybe intense. It is, however, slightly easier, but also still over the void, so yeah. We also got shoving platforms, so don't get flung off by those either. Welcome to Titan, the largest moon of Saturn. This moon is unique because it's the only place in the solar system besides Earth with surface liquid. Here, you'll find lakes of liquid methane on a landscape reminiscent of home. There are no insta-kills on this moon, but still be extra careful of kill bricks because healing is disabled until you finish all the gameplay on this moon. The gameplay begins as sort of a maze of wraparounds type thing. You know, that term I coined after the video where I built this type of gameplay. There are certain parts that look like mandatory damage, but you can actually skip over them, such as right there. Others, not so much. So yeah, go slowly and take your time, because you can't regenerate health. So like, don't do that. You should do that. Well, the jump is possible. Just pretend I made it. Pretend I didn't just miss it twice in a row. Make sure you line that wrap up carefully. So yeah, there is like a safety net here, but loop fail too many times and you'll end up like draining your health. So yeah, definitely do still take your time. All right, there's the end. You want to press that button, and very similar to Mercury, it will lower down that wall. Navigate through the lake ahead and find 3 buttons. Once you press the last one, you'll be teleported back here. Be quick because you'll slowly take damage while you're swimming. Disclaimer, don't swim in liquid methane at home, kids. So yeah, this is why you don't want to drain too much health during that first part, because yeah, there's no telling how long you're going to be here, but there's not too many parts. So yeah, just you got to find the 3 buttons. You can press them in any order. And as soon as you do that, you'll get teleported back. Don't like swim across, that seems rather a waste. Instead, go along the shoreline over here. Those 3 buttons have deactivated those walls, and now you can continue. Can't remember if there's any mandatory damage on this part. I guess we'll see. But regardless of that, there are definitely kill bricks, so be just careful of those and try not to walk straight into them like that. And remember to keep your eye out for where it's actually mandatory damage and where it's not. Such as right here. This is not mandatory. Okay, so there is no mandatory damage on this part, but yeah. There we go. I got through that whole thing, losing about half health. Your healing has been re-enabled. And now that concludes Titan, which is actually the last section that like teleports you to those boxes over there, which will eventually be moved away so they're not ugly. So yeah, you're in just like this main area for the remainder of the tower. There aren't going to be any kill bricks for a while so that you can have time to heal back up. But actually what is the case is this entire outside leading to the next planet is purest. So there are no client objects of any type. But there is still a theme like throughout it, and that is wall hops, as you have seen multiple of them. They are all, however, over safety nets of some sort. Some of them are alignable and some of them are not, although some of the non-alignables you can still wall hop on sometimes. There we go. Okay, now this one involves like turning some, but luckily this one is alignable, and you want to wrap around, and then you can do that and wall hop again. This one's got a wrap around, so you can kind of do that, then another wrap around. Oh, and then this is a shadow section, and jump to there, and head hitter, sort of, and then try to get like on the corner of here, and then jump. Okay, and then this part here was once a wall walk, so you had to like basically do that, but it's like impossible to do that on mobile, so I just turned it into a ladder walk. You're welcome. Now, if you want to play things risky for no reason, go on that side. If not, go on that side. Non-climbable long jump. Oh, that's not aligned right. Here's another wall hop. And here's another long jump. The shadows on this wall indicate where you can wall hop on the semi-transparent wall. I'd suggest facing your camera towards this wall and wall hopping backwards. So basically you do this. Yeah, and you have a safety net, so you're welcome. You don't have a safety net on this jump though. This says suspiciously easy wraparound, and one final wall hop to end the outside. Well, actually no, it's not the end of the outside. I mean, at this point you reach the rings, which spin much faster than they do on Saturn, and you just sort of like right up here. They're also icy. Make sure to sort of use shift lock to move to the side right there before you land in that elevator. You have a safety net, although it's still technically the outside. Sort of, I don't know, it just kind of depends on what you want to count as the outside, but I would say the floor itself begins over there. 10 stud wrap. There's also funny 1 stud ladder thingies, and so much for that safety net. But over that safety net are probably like some of the hardest jumps maybe for the rest of the tower, honestly, because remember, things are getting easier as you continue. You go along this tightrope and then some falling platforms, and then you have reached the safety net. Uranus the Magician. Welcome to the sideways planet. If you fall, you'll slide back down the platform back to here. Good luck. I can use no clip to demonstrate this. If you were to fall, it's just gonna like slide you back down because you can't jump, because what'll happen is it will change your max slope angle to 0. So like any slope you'll slide down, which would obviously include this very steep slope. So yeah, and right here, it's going to do that. To represent the magician, this floor will be filled with traps like that. There's nothing that will actually make you lose any progress. It's just sort of like jump scares, but you're safe from them for a minute as you do this like spinny maze thingy, where you want to like walk against the various walls in order to spin this around. Once you get about here, just jump to that green platform, and then try to jump to this green platform, but then it moves away. Whoa. Wrap around? Nope. Notice also I put on many of those teleporters, the transition time, so it'll like gradually move you to its position. Like that. That's so that you have like a second to react that you're moving. By the way, this is not a ladder, but a wall hop. You know, purpose of that is so that I don't have to awkwardly put one of like those boxes on every single teleporter. Time for a definitely not rigged quiz. Question 1. Uranus is a planet, moon, or comet? Why did I just jump to that? Planet, obviously. Who discovered Uranus? Rick Astley, Space Dude, or William Herschel? This one. Uranus is tilted by how many degrees? 82 degrees, 1337 degrees, or Amogus degrees? That would be 82 degrees.
Wow, so far this is pretty easy.
Uranus's extreme tilt causes which of the following? You fail the tower, Amogus, or extreme seasons on Uranus? Oh right, this one I can't read because it ruins the joke. Let's go with this one. Either answer is wrong, it teleports you. Oh noes, you missed the question. Now you must land 10 non-climbable, non-alignable 12.5 stud long jumps in a row with no safety net. A random pushbox spawner, I wonder what it does. It'll spawn a thing there, and then hopefully that should indicate to you that, like you can stand on these indicator thingies, so they're actually can't collide true. Until they're not. Because even if those are can't collide true, but you didn't know that, and then the player like nervously does all those 12.5 stud jumps, especially because it's going to be like kind of hard to know whether you landed the jump because you actually landed the jump or because it's can't collide true. Like it would still have the same problems, so that's why I did that. And then on this part you got these moving platforms. Yeah, they're technically moving parts. Alright, now you kind of go to the outside a little bit. Yeah, you're not over that safety net anymore. This leads you over to the moon Titania conveyors, but then also on a couple of spots on this floor there's like the kill bricks are the not kill bricks and the not kill bricks are the kill bricks. And here we are at Titania. Welcome to Titania, the largest moon of Uranus. This moon is geologically active, hence the fault valleys, so expect some earthquakes or Titania quakes. A camera shake effect warns you that a platform in front of you is about to fall apart. For instance, right here. So it's sort of continuing the like troll thingies, but also themed with this moon. Alright, now here, that push box is going to like slide down, so you have to put it over here so that the one underneath will get stuck on that, so it stays in position in order for you to get up here. Temporary teleporter. Oh, I moved that. I need to delete that. Okay, that's the end of that. We're headed back towards the main floor now. There's a moving part on the way. Here it is. Here, the original idea was you would have to like go underneath here in order to press this green button, and then like spin it back up, but in reality you can just like do that so long as you don't get like knocked off the platform by it spinning. Regardless, once you press the button, sort of tilt it upwards to get up to the platforms that have been activated by the button. One more moving part, and that takes you to the Uranus to Neptune outside. You made it past all those traps. Well, here's one more before you complete the floor. Why, of course, a trust exercise. This entire outside is free as long as you can trust this simple statement. Once you get on the conveyor, do not move or jump until you reach Neptune. You can move your camera though. So go onto this conveyor and then stop pressing any movement keys. Hey, there's an insta-kill ahead. You should probably move out of the way, but don't, because you'll get insta-killed if you do that. So instead, just run straight into the insta-kill, because it's actually a fake insta-kill. It looks like the conveyor is going to end, but actually no, it's not. So yeah, you'll pretty quickly realize that this is basically like an auto section of a Geometry Dash level. You'll also get teleported around randomly, including back to the Colosseum for a second.
Oh no, guys, it's a feeding part and I'm gonna land on the insta-kill.
Big shocker, that was also a fake insta-kill, and so is that. This whole thing lasts about 3 minutes. I'm probably going to cut most of this out. You'll also notice there's a grave. It says, I forget exactly, it says like, here lies the original idea for this outside. Now here, as you go across all these conveyors, if you look at it from just the right angle, it says, oh my gosh, and there's the end. It says you are good to press movement keys now. Neptune the Mystic. The parkour ahead is mysterious and confusing, but if you follow the lanterns, you will find your way. Good luck navigating the farthest world of the solar system. You're almost there. Victory is within reach. All lanterns are can't collide false. Also notice the lighting effects that have changed. You can no longer see the planets over there. Well, you can see like the silhouette of it if you look closely, but since it's a dark skybox, it kind of feels like you're more out in the middle of space, which certainly fits with how far away Neptune is from the sun, and soon enough Pluto is over there somewhere. If you fall here, the whole planet is Cancellide False, so you're falling in the void. There's also this. This is like a secret text here, right? Neat ladder. Yes, referencing the neat ladder. Continue following the lanterns. Like, don't go that way. What might happen if you don't follow the lanterns is you'll go down like a false path, and then you'll be like unrecoverably on that. There's no way to get back. But since I've built and tested the proper route a bunch of times, I don't really have to look out for the lanterns because I know what it's supposed to be. But you definitely should, unless you too are quite familiar with the path. Here you're supposed to go this way on this little kill break thingy and truss. Another thing is some of these hanging parts, they're in the shape of letters throughout the floor. They spell Neptune. So like the first one was in the shape of an N and then an E and then a P, and there's gonna be a T-U-N-E. Oh, and this is a pretty cool client object I made. It's a vine swing, but it like moves along here. Pretty cool. Also, if you haven't noticed, these things on the ground with the particles, they are like shadow blocks, so they extend up infinitely, except not actually, just like higher above anywhere you actually go. So yeah, you need to be particularly attentive to that on this part here, although not me because I built it and tested it a bunch of times. Another one of these, this one goes up a little bit and you want to land there and then jump to that one right on the edge because this one's on the other side of that shadow block. All right, I guess technically an outside for a little bit. You want to go over here and press that button, which gives you 30 seconds to complete a section that's like 10 seconds long. So you can take your time. There, that was only 10 seconds. Indeed, I was correct. Okay, and then multiple routes you could go here. Look for the lanterns. You need to go this way. And fun spinning hanging parts with kill bricks attached to them. I love me some weld constraints. And the last one of these things, and then a bunch of kill brick wraps. And there's E at the end of Neptune. Now you just got this outside over to Triton. Go on top of the swing. This outside is pretty easy, pretty much just continuing the same type of gameplay I was doing. Yeah, it's very straightforward. One more wrap and you're there. This could use a sign actually, but the idea here is Triton, since that sounds like tritone and also 3. The theme of this is things in sets of 3. So notice there were 3 hanging part jumps and then 3 kill brick based jumps, and now here 3 vine swing jumps. And you're gonna press that button and it's gonna buff it a little bit, and then you're gonna do it again. And then you guessed it, you're going to do it again for a total of 3 times. There's the green button, and now you're just going to do it one more time. On this final time through, you've hit both buttons, so you need to go up here and go across these button-activated platforms, and thus begins the final outside. Well, technically the second to final outside. There is one after Pluto, but it's 1 jump. Basically, this is it, because if you fail here, however long it's been, is all gone. It's not that difficult, though. Unless, of course, you attempt the Florida Man shortcut. Do not do that on a real run. That is so risky and so not worth it. It skips like 30 seconds of gameplay. Here you've got a no-jump section, and it says /each year. This is a callback to the very start of the tower. As long as you just take your time here, you're probably going to be good. There's no crazy client objects or super hard jumps anywhere. Difficulty of this is like intense, maybe. The neon blocks show you where the walls are. Dashed neon blocks are walls that can be jumped over once you get your jump back. In some spots, you may need to walk around or wrap around. So a no-jump partially shadow section. So you might have to do a little looking around. There's no way to get soft locked. So like, for instance, if you jump down here by doing that, there's not actually a way back up until you get your jump back. But this is the correct route anyway, so you're not going to get soft locked. But the correct route is going this way, where you need to get to that button like that. It opens that door, and then you can get to the jump reactivator. Then go back this way, do this section because that truss got deactivated, and go back over this way, over here, this way, go underneath, and walk across there. Head hitter, 1 stud stick out, 1 stud jump. There you go. You've completed that kind of puzzle-like thing. Moving part, and then some trusses, some spinning truss-looking things. And once you successfully do that truss jump, you're basically at the end. Now you can jump down here. And thus begins the philosophical end of this 1.5 hour long tower. And last but certainly not least, Pluto. We're so far away that even the sun is but a dot in the sky. This cold and icy world was once considered a planet, but it was reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006. It's still included in this tower because I need a 10th floor and because, like, it's the best dwarf planet ever. In math, 2 plus 2 will always be 4. In English, the articles will always be a, an, and the. But in science, things are always changing. So this is the final floor. It's very short and only like challenging difficulty, so you've basically won the tower once you reach the end of the outside. Pluto was discovered in 1930, but in light of new understanding, new knowledge, it was decided Pluto wasn't a planet anymore. Spinners, too. too are also a slightly recurring theme, occurring 4 times throughout the floor. Specifically, Pluto fails to meet the requirement of clearing the neighborhood. It's not large enough to have the gravity needed to take anything in its path around the sun into its own orbit. Jump across these spinners and wraparounds. We know that knowledge and understanding is a quest that we can never truly succeed at. There will always be more things to learn, more things to discover, more places to explore. And yet, we keep on learning to get as close as we possibly can to total understanding of the universe around us. There's something beautiful about that. I feel like I have to say something on these short couple jumps between each sign, to give in the video the same kind of pacing I went for with the do a few jumps, read a sign. There we go. Okay, here's the final outside. Technically, it's literally one jump. You got that says distance from sun, 3.7 billion miles. And that will open, and this says next stop Earth. This is a space shuttle type thing that's very similar to the lobby. There's the wind pad. I need to make that invisible. But it'll begin this cutscene thing. Let me actually put these in the backpack so it feels more cinematic. Okay, I also need to make it so that the fog end will go back. Well, your journey across the solar system has come to a conclusion. You explored many worlds, from the scorching landscape of Venus, to the lakes of methane on Titan, to the distant ice fields of Pluto. Of course, what you explored today was just one of trillions of planetary systems out there, each one just as diverse as this one. The scale of the universe is unfathomable, atoms building molecules, molecules building asteroids, planets, and stars, all building galaxies, and ultimately everything that has and ever will exist. So next time you find yourself looking up at the night sky, take a moment to appreciate the truly beautiful universe we live in. GG. Okay, now here comes the cool part. You don't just get stuck on the screen infinitely. Now it's going to actually teleport you to the Winroom. I hope. Please? That's a good sign that it said that. There we go. Let me actually show you the Winroom while in Roblox Studio, since the one, as of recording, that's in the game is slightly outdated. Okay, there's a bunch of signs that are less philosophical and more just good job. I'll read them quick. Wait, you actually did it? The amount of dedication and nerve control required to complete Tower of the Planets is absolutely colossal. Take a sigh of relief. It's done. You've achieved what you set out to do, and now you can enjoy your well-earned accomplishment. GG. This tower was built from February to December of 2024. It goes without saying that this is the longest I've ever spent building a tower, and this tower is also the longest I've ever built. This is also the first tower of the Roblox Studio SMToH. Clearly, I went a bit overboard with my freedom from space and part count limitations imposed by Obby Creator. This tower uses over 15,000 parts. No matter what challenges came your way along your journey through the solar system, you passed. Take a moment to reflect all the difficult jumps, client object challenges, and long punishing outsides. You completed every single one of them. Give yourself a pat on the back. Stay here in this Winroom as long as you'd like. You've certainly earned it. Let your success here be a symbol of your perseverance when it comes to this game. I wish you luck on all your future tower adventures. But I can't leave without saying a genuine thank you for playing my game enough to complete this tower. It truly is you, the player, that keeps the SMToH project going. You have given me the motivation to continue to build towers for so many years. Thank you. Alright, now let's explore the Winroom. Barbie is over here saying, Borgors are ready! And my character model is here working the grill with Borgors and hot dogs. We also have Bloxy Colas here, and rubber duckies, and the character models of various friends. Oh, and winning smile jump scare. And probably the first 3 legit victors of this, I'll probably put a podium maybe right there as well. Oh yeah, and then we also have the meme wall. We have No One, Mars the Bringer of War. Though he may be long gone, Robert Goddard's legacy shall always remain among us. The closing sentence of my research paper. Yes, that is actually what I wrote. And yes, that is actually what I submitted. We have Serbia, Rick Astley, a mongoose. Pro tip, don't try to save your music from falling off the stand unless you want your trumpet falling 5 feet to the floor and denting the bell really badly. Spanish or vanish. Yo quiero escribir un mensaje en español porque estoy aburrido. And no brain rot words. And lastly, we have thanks for the noodles. You're a very excellent mom. Get it? It's acting out my very excellent mom just served us noodles. So all that remains is to finally decide what difficulty this tower is going to be. Drum roll, please. It's going to be Baseline Extreme. The gameplay gets to extreme at only a few spots over safety nets, but throughout most of it, until you get to the point after Saturn where the difficulty starts to decrease, it pretty steadily remains at remorseless to mid-insane, but of course the tower is so long and so punishing that that's what takes it up to Baseline Extreme. So that means I also need to set the tower portal frame color. It's going to look like that. Very nice. In addition, this is going to be reflected on the tower's badge, which will look like this, as opposed to this if it were insane. Well, this video has certainly been a marathon. It's been my longest video ever, but it's been a lot of fun to make this video as well as the whole tower over the past several months. Next up on the SMToH to-do list is going to be Ring 5, where I'm finally going to add to the game those towers that I showcased like 3 months ago. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and join the Discord for more updates, and also come play this game, link in the description. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one, and have a great day.